Shout out to Hoops Jargon, man. Shout out to Hoops Jargon, man. I'm gonna add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoops Jargon. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoops Jargon. Shout out to Hoops Jargon.
Man, shout out to Hoop Jargon, man. Shout out to Richard.
Shout out to Hoop Jargon.
Shout out to Straight No Chaser Cowboys podcast.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man. So we down one member. He's gonna join in, but man, welcome back to episode 20. I know it's been a few weeks. I know y'all been craving this Cowboy content. With your boy and the great sports Morpheus, Richard Walker, man. How you feeling, Rich?
Feeling good.
There you go, man. So we got a lot to cover, man. Even though this is, off season, this is kind of atypical for the Cowboys because I feel like right now we are at a crossroads right now, where the old iteration that we thought was Super Bowl ready wasn't Super Bowl ready.
Right.
You got all these contracts, and I'm this great genius because I knew this 2 years ago actually because I played Madden. That makes me like that makes me a great GM and stuff in my mind. But I knew after 2021 though, all those contracts, even on Madden, you had to get rid of Gallup, you had to get rid of somebody else to make the team still work. So it's funny how Madden, there's actually a thing about this. Guys like Nick Wright, other guys have kind of learned the GM game off of video games and stuff like that because they're so accurate with the salaries matching and stuff. So I got to say that, man. I knew this day would come. I didn't know, Coop. This jersey's about to be worthless now, but, it is what it is, man. What you got to say, bro?
That's why you only got to buy throwbacks, man. This free agent market is so volatile. It changes so often. It really hurts to see Coop go because I really think, all in all, he was a good fit for the team. He wasn't a true world beater per se, but he did a damn good job while he was with us, man. And Dak was much better with Cooper than before having Cooper. That's a fact. The numbers proves that. And I hate the fact that we basically were forced to either take the 5th or 6th round or whatever the hell Cleveland decided to throw in, or just straight out cut him. But they were able to, at least get him moved to Cleveland so that they absorb the cap space. And Coop's now in a situation where he's on a legitimate Super Bowl threat type team with them completing the Watson acquisition, man. So. He did a good job for us. Wish him the very best, except when he playing against us. But it sucks to have invested all of that into him and get very little in return.
It sucks to have invested $100 of my money into this jersey. I mean, you encapsulated, you crystallized it perfectly. Coop was a guy. He changed life for Dak Prescott. I don't care what nobody say. I'll take that to the bank and cash it twice. As we know, our offensive receiver core was Allen Hurns, Trayvon Austin.
Oof.
Man, it was bad, man.
Yeah,
it was bad.
We went through receiver hell, man.
There you go. Say no more.
We had people pulling for Isaiah Standback to see what he had. I mean, that's how bad we had it. So, man, we've been through receiver hell. We've been through quarterback hell. Unfortunately, we're about to go through a little bit of that again. So, they kind of rolling the dice on Michael Gallup, the 5-year deal. But we don't know if he's going to be ready for the start of the season. So they're going to have to come up with something else. We were able to keep Noah Brown, but we lost Cedric Wilson, who I thought should have been probably pushing. If we're going to lose Cooper, he probably could have taken an outside shot at that number 2 receiver spot. So I don't know, man.
Yeah,
big question mark now receiver where we go from an embarrassment of riches to now we don't even know who our true number 2 guy is.
That is the fact of the matter. I think what's the guy they got out of Stanford last year? The Falu, whatever he got that crazy name, Fuku.
Yeah, That
whatever.
guy.
Yeah.
Fubu.
We got to see what Fubu. We got to see a platinum Fubu guy. Oh, there you go. Darren Brown in the building.
Hey now.
The show's complete now. There we go.
What is going on, man? Sorry for the late entry. Just got through yelling at kids, man. What's going on?
Oh, man, I get it, man. I mean, over there coaching, doing the Lord's work,
yes,
man.
Sir.
I stepped out that thing 4 years ago, never to return. No, 7 years ago, never to return.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
How's everybody doing, man? Y'all good?
Man, we doing good, man. We just discussing the Amari Cooper situation first, and we're gonna lay out all the guys leaving. Shout out to April Renee in the building. Says, I don't think Coop ever got an opportunity to be his full self. Cowboys didn't meet him where he was at and grow with him.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
That's a damn good assessment, because I mean, from the bleachers where we sit as fans, that's definitely what it looked like to me. It seems like it was always a reason why he couldn't necessarily be the feature, and then it was a lot of blame on him when he quote unquote didn't show up. But shit, he can't throw the ball himself, man. I mean, what you want to do?
Right.
What you want, man? That's a very dependent position.
And there was sometimes where I think, from a play calling perspective, like I've been yelling it all year. Don't get cute. Go with what's work. Let's go with what works.
Right.
We'll have a game where Mario he'll rip a defense to shreds and get 115, 120, 130, 140 yards. And in the next game, we use him as a decoy. Yeah. No, bro. I mean, if he's our number one guy, he's our number one guy. And for April's point, I don't think he ever got an opportunity to truly step into that role and be the undisputed number one guy. Like, they're targeting this guy for sure. Like, when T.O. was there, he was the guy. Dez Bryant was the guy. He never got that opportunity to step into that role fully, I think.
Well, I think go ahead. Yeah, man, real quick. Rich, I love that.
Darren froze on.
Uh-oh.
Come on, man. That cricket wireless, man.
Darren froze like a Jones boy during free agency talks.
Man,
look at this. I want to screenshot that face. Oh my God, dang, man! But you had a crazy face.
I don't think. I don't think they were consistent enough. From the play calling perspective, Rich, to your point, and establishing him, man, because you would see that where, they would allow the game plan to for that to be the case. But like we saw in years past, and even with the Cowboys, and even with other teams, and one of the best examples I could use is the Megatron era Lions. You knew off the rip that Matthew Stafford, if they needed to play, you knew where he was going with the ball, and the ball was going to him regardless. You've seen it, with cats like Hines Ward. We saw it here with Dez. We saw it with T.O. We can go back to, man, you knew on 3rd and 8 in the Aikman-Irvin era, in the Aikman-Irvin era Cowboys, you knew where that ball was going. Yeah. Right? There was no doubt. Matter of fact, not only did you know where it was going, you knew what play they were calling. They were calling that slant. There was nothing you could do about it. Right? So I don't think they quite, to Rich's point, I don't think and a lot of this goes on the Beeb and even Linehan, maybe a little bit before him, is that, like you said, they were being too cute. Amari Cooper is a route running talent to where because the name of that game, as you well know, is separation. And he's still, right now, one of the best in the league at separating from the man in front of him. Like, he's going to be open, and you have to trust that, not only as a coordinator, but as QB1. And I think we saw fallbacks and enough of that to where Cooper became the fall guy, became a very expensive fall guy, and now he's no longer here. So there's that.
You know what? And one thing we don't do on here is quote big sports personalities a lot. But I got to say, Skip kind of crystallized what Amari Cooper is pretty well when he said that his motor just don't run hot. And what you see is, like, he probably need a little more Dez Bryant in him just to yell at Dak, like, throw me the goddamn ball. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's something to be said about a nice guy. Like, nice guys are needed on teams because they mend the personality together. They don't cause stress on the leaders. But when your leader's a nice guy, it's kind of hard to start kicking people in the ass.
Right.
Production. I think that's Amari Cooper's biggest detriment, that he's just not enough of a diva, not enough of an asshole to, like, yo, get me the ball, man. I'm one of the best route runners in the game, like you just laid out. And I think people don't love that so much about him. And I think that's to his detriment of what we saw with his tenure for the Cowboys.
I completely agree with that. He was one of the most talented non-diva receivers I've seen in any era of watching football. You know what I mean? I mean, like, he has the talent to be a jerk, to be an asshole. He really does. He's got that kind of talent, but he's not. You know, he defers a lot. You know, it's you know, seemingly from what we saw, a very self-deprecating type of guy. You know, defers a lot. Don't really want to make those waves, make those ripples like we've seen. Not only guys here, but you know, Keyshawn wrote a damn book about throw me the damn ball. I mean, you know, we've seen guys all over the years. We've seen that guy be that. You know, the Antonio Browns, the whomever. You need a little bit of that because that edge is actually part of who makes them what they are. And it's really quite to see that from Amari. So, you know, I wish him well. I wish he was still wearing that star, man. But, you know, you got to move on, and here we go.
What they say in the streets, man, it is what it is, man. And shout out to the chat, man. The chat is jumping, man. Terry, and April, y'all hold it down. I got to give y'all a big shout. Y'all hold it down in the chat. Shout out to Between Game Sports in the building. April Renee says Coop was the guinea pig of developing Dak Steele. I think Coop came later. I'm sorry. I think if Coop came later, it would be a match made. Perhaps.
Yeah.
So says, unfortunately, he came when Dak was still finding himself, and they aren't cutting Dak, so someone has to go. That's a fair assessment. What do y'all think?
You know what, April? I like your point, but here's what I found confusing about how this is all played out with Cooper, what we've been talking about. Because if you remember, he came to Dallas when they didn't have. Not only did they not have a number one, they didn't have a 2, 3, or 4 either.
We just talked about that,
right?
Yeah. And so he came at they were 3 and 4 when he got here, and then they go on a 7-1. Yeah, 7-1. And then they go on a 7-1 run and make the playoffs, primarily because of him. I mean, like that kind of guy to go to. He's making plays down the field. He's catching slants and going 90 yards with them.
Yeah. And
so I was a bit surprised for things from a play caller perspective, and even say from Dak's perspective, where he didn't have this dogged pursuit of getting him the ball, because that hell, it did save that season. Not only that, they won a playoff game.
He saved that season, no question.
He saved that season. So I really thought then, and I want to hear from the chat and you two guys. I thought then that he had found his Irvin. He had found his. He had found his guy. That duo was going to be a 6, 7, 8 year combo because of how it came about, how he directly impacted that season. I was like, well, damn, that's what and got back his guy, and it never fully materialized to that, man. That's the head scratcher.
Well, again, it goes back to the guys with the clipboard. You put the tea in the pot, you brewed it, you put ice on it, you squeeze the lemon in it, you put some sugar in it, it tastes good. Why are you gonna go change the formula, man? The Cowboys were a team that was smash mouth. They had a great offensive line. You had a running back. And when you added Cooper, it made them dangerous because you had the play action element that they didn't have before.
Right.
They went away from that.
You couldn't cheat with safety.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
You could not cheat.
Right.
And at the same time, if you start putting, 8 or 9 guys in the box, they're going to burn you. So it made life difficult for opposing defenses. Right. They went away from that and tried to do all this other foolishness and tried to make sure that everyone that they did the Oprah Winfrey offense. You get a pass. You get a pass. You get a pass. That don't always work, man. You got to go with. Hey, sometimes you just aren't going to get stats. That's just the bottom line. You're here for a role. Your role is to block, run your routes and be a part of this. If we find you, we find you. But if not, Cooper's our guy. That's the way it should have been.
You know what?
And to be honest, if they had kept that mindset, they really wouldn't have had the draft CD. Because, CD Lamb coming out of college, unless you're a fool or you're idiot under a rock, he's the number one guy. We knew that coming out of college.
Yeah.
If you used Amari and groomed him to be a number one, you don't need another number one. You could have gotten another piece somewhere else. You could have replaced Tyron Smith or somebody else we've been yelling about for years and need to be replaced with that draft pick instead of drafting CD. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Check this real quick. Let me throw this coal in the fire. Do you think the ultimate plan was to make CD the guy though? Because look what number they gave him right off the rip.
I think they were forced to.
No. But look what number they gave him right off the rip.
Right.
They ain't offer Amari Cooper 88.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Wearing 88 for the Cowboys is a crown, man.
It's a crown.
You wearing 88? You gotta be somebody. Look who you following.
Unless you Antonio Brown, you better be. Well, no, he was 81. Was he 88?
Hey, man, fact. Hey, before we do that, before we go there on Antonio Brown, man, don't forget what a dog he was.
No, he's a dog. No,
and there's a story behind
nobody talks about him no more.
We're gonna save it for a later day because in fact, we talked to one of his teammates and he told us a whole lot. We're gonna bring him on here and let him tell the story about what happened with Antonio Brown. But there's a reason why things didn't work out, and it wasn't Antonio Brown's fault. Okay. I'm gonna let his teammates, tell that story himself. We're gonna bring him on here at some point during the season and let that story unfold itself.
That's called y'all.
But 88. You were 88, man.
Yeah.
Listen, bro, that's a crown. Your expectations is high. You don't just wear at number 88 and just come in and be no. 88 for the Cowboys, man. You somebody.
Oh yeah. And Cliff, to answer your question, yes. Absolutely.
I always showing love to
absolutely, man.
You go ahead, Darren. Go ahead, Rob.
No, I'm just saying, Cliff, to answer your question, absolutely. I thought that then, to Rich's point also, it was an embarrassment of riches. Because, when they drafted him, it was like, wait a minute. Because for those of you who are college football fans, and, if you know me for 15 minutes, I'm an SEC guy. I knew what Amari Cooper was the minute they drafted him. I saw Amari Cooper destroy college football. So I was hyped when he comes over here in his prime. And fast forward to this cat in CD Lamb, I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, you literally got 1A and 1A.
Yeah. Right.
But I think when you, like you said, if you're talking about the Cowboy history and what that number has been, has meant over the years. You look at, you got 2 Hall of Famers that won that number, which is crazy. But I think that was the move then, and I think, Cliff, with the unspoken part to your point is, I think that's what they had begun to see it from the day to day. When we talk about that it's hard to say lack of dog because of the other dynamics, but just that perception. So I think in that day to day reality within what they see coming in the building every day, I think mentally, it just from my seat here, that they had begun to move away from him with that draft pick as him being that guy. And I think it was at times that we commented in Hoop Jargon that, that we kind of felt that, eventually he's going to be that guy. Oh, and by the way, CD Lamb didn't disappoint. Like he didn't give you subjective evidence to think that he's going to eventually be that guy. So you could kind of see this writing on the wall with the draft pick, with the doling out of the number, combine that with CD's performance, and then you have the up and down stuff with Amari Cooper. If you add those things up and take it out of the oven, it smells like that they pretty much the exit plan for Amari happened the day they drafted CD Lamb.
But they didn't. The problem is they didn't have an exit plan. It's like if you drafted CD and okay, we're gonna be moving on from Mark Cooper, then you start nudging toward that direction from a salary cap perspective as a GM. Because remember, Coop got that fat extension also
5 for 100. Yep.
Right. So they didn't even position themselves to say, okay, this thing works out with Coop. With CD, and we make him the number one guy. Here's how we structure the contract so that we can move Cooper if we need to. We win a Super Bowl, great. Okay, everybody stays, we're all happy. If we don't, okay, here's plan B, blah, blah, blah. I'm not a salary cap nerd, but the nerds know how to work it out to where the numbers are feasible enough to where, you have the ability to move him and get something in return for him. Because this was a do or die situation. They were desperate. The Browns knew it and they took advantage of it. They were like, well, you can take this 5th to 6th, and now fine, we'll just try to sign him in free agency anyway, because you're going to cut him anyway. Nobody else is going to.
It's going to cost you $22 million if he's on the roster.
And it's because of the way that his contract was structured. They didn't have a plan. So, like I said, and like to your point, you draft 2 1As and you're asking for trouble. It's like you're a booking agent and you book Prince as your headliner, and then you turn around and book Michael Jackson right with him on the same show.
Absolutely.
Hey, man,
great comparison.
There's only one headliner, bro.
Yeah,
this town ain't big enough for both of us.
Right. And then you got Michael Jackson and Prince saying, wait a minute, his locker room bigger than mine. You know,
Yeah.
I want mine on the right side too. Why his locker room on the right side?
Sprinkles on my cupcakes.
Why he got glitter on his boots and I don't, and all this other stuff, you know. I don't think Cooper's that type of guy, but you know he had to kind of sit in the back of his mind a little bit, you know. That's why he wasn't willing to restructure his contract. He was like, wait a minute. I come here, I change your quarterback's life. I deliver for you guys. You guys go out and draft another 1A. So you're telling me I'm not your 1A, and you want me to restructure my contract and take less money to stay here with you?
No.
Hell no.
Hell no. To the no.
That's real.
Trade me, get me out of here.
And if we're being honest, you know, we got a chance to see CeeDee Lamb at the Super Bowl experience out here in LA.
It did.
He is a superstar type of personality.
Right.
No question.
When do you see Amari Cooper getting these endorsements from these like with Old Spice, I believe, was running an initiative with him?
Mm-hmm.
They do that for up and coming stars.
Right.
Cooper, when do you ever see Amari Cooper in anything? You know, you know, sponsorship related. And the problem is because he's just an introvert. It's just who he is. He's not a guy that's gonna.
He is embracing that. Yeah, he's embracing it. He's embracing that deal. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's rough being a Cowboys feature receiver with that type of personality.
For that team, it's kind of like a requirement for the job. Like,
it's damn near a requirement.
You a Cowboy player, you got to have a little
flair,
pizzazz, a little personality. Like that's
what it is.
That's what they're marketing.
Oh wait,
you said who now?
Oh, I said if not, then go to Cleveland. Oh wait,
perfect. Fly on the radar the rest of your career.
Right. Right.
But you got a hell of a quarterback, and the chat is kind of getting ahead of that point. You got Deshaun Watson coming up now, and I think we all know now who the better quarterback is between him and Dak. So yeah man, it's going down. But I want to switch gears a little bit because we could have had a show just about Amari Cooper. Damn, I didn't think we would go that long on that. But it's relevant because man. He meant that much to our program, man. And we'd be doing a disservice to lie and act like he didn't. Because he changed life for us. Let's talk about another person who left out, man. Your boy, Randy Gregory. Leaves out in the 12th hour. Let's talk about Randy Gregory, man. So what do y'all think about how that played out and how we miss him and how does Denver benefit from having him and all that good stuff? Hold on, before you go. Man, y'all got to hit that like button now. Hit the subscribe button if you're not done so already. Come on now. Y'all got to hit that like button. Get people in here, man, because we talking that they're real. We're not giving you these water cooler talking points. We give you some real that you can take from this stuff. And I hope y'all appreciate what we're doing, man. So y'all take a second for that, please.
But before we dive into Randy Gregory, man, just so I can co-sign what Cliff just said, I don't know if y'all got into it, but to Cliff's point on our format and how Straight No Chaser gets down, man, that format and that swag and that flavor was well appreciated. Super Bowl week, man, we had validated. Man, we had seasoned media types like the Joe Theismanns of the world and the Eric Dickinsons of the world and what have you, really come back to us even off air, off the mic and away from the camera, really compliment us on how we get down. That we're not coming with the rah-rah and the hyperbole and the meaningless noise and all that, man. So, hey man, y'all get down with your boys, man. We on to something. We love the way y'all get down with us, man. Tell your cousin, tell your mom and them, man. Smash that. Let's get into Randy Gregory.
Yeah, let's name the names though. D'Angelo Williams, loved
D'Angelo Williams, loved us.
Yeah.
Right. Let's call roll. Michael Buffer,
True Fun.
Michael Buffer,
Eric Dickerson. Y'all may have heard of him.
Right.
Yeah, Hall of Famer.
Jerry Maguire himself.
Yes, Lee Steinberg.
Yeah,
agent Lee
Steinberg. Great Lee Steinberg. Yeah.
How many cats you know interviewed Lee Steinberg, man?
Yeah.
Oh man.
This
and he had love for it. Had crazy love for it.
Right.
We got
Dimitri Oberlor,
who
everybody loved. Dimitri Oberlor came and gave us 20 minutes.
Who's rocking with us to this day after the Super Bowl.
Straight No Chaser.
To this day.
Yeah. To this day.
So, y'all go check those interviews out there on the Hoop Jargon YouTube page too.
Y'all rocking with a winner. Just know that.
Yeah. Just know that, man.
Just know that. Y'all rocking with a winner.
This is just the beginning. Season 2, let me tell y'all something, man. Season 2 gonna be off the hizzy.
Yeah. Because Rich, I'm gonna give you a teaser, another teaser. Rich has made crazy inroads with the NFL from that weekend. So y'all about to see some shit go down on this
big
channel.
momentum.
Just
we
letting you know.
We coming. Just like this. In your face. We coming.
I don't know how to take that comment, man. Could have went. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But yeah, man, it's good stuff coming down the pipeline. Trust and believe. And appreciate y'all chat again, man. Y'all keeping it popping.
Love y'all, man.
Comments. So let's talk about brother Randy Gregory, man.
Randy Gregory, man.
I gotta say, honestly, I can't say I'm disappointed in Randy from a business perspective because he made a business decision, right? I don't understand why the Cowboys would insist on putting this language in there about being able to retract salary from him if he's suspended, blah, blah. Let's revisit this whole situation. We paid him while he was suspended. He's been on the Cowboys books payroll for 4 years.
No, we paid him through 4 suspensions.
Yeah. But how isn't that was his 4th year with the Cowboys?
Oh, no. This probably year 5 or 6 going.
4, 5, 6, whatever. He's been on the Cowboys payroll for a long time. Throughout all this drama, he been getting paid, y'all. They basically paid for him to rehabilitate his life personally and professionally to get his shit back together so he can get back on the field. So why all of a sudden now that he got his shit together that you're worried about him getting suspended again, man?
Right.
Well,
make it make sense for me.
I would say this.
Why would they be so insistent on that? And if that's the case, shoot straight, no chaser. Plug with him. Hey, bro, look, we've been down with you since day one. Nobody else wanted you. We wanted you. That's not a shot at you. That's just keeping it 100 with you.
Right.
So we just want to make sure we cover our asses in this contract, and here's exactly what they want. They try to toss the shit in at the end. That's why Gregory was like, man, screw y'all. And he left. That's literally why he's a Bronco right now.
They should have just been straight up and down with him, like you're saying. Because to me, that's his personality type. So I'm a salesman by trade. And more successful salesman, you match energy. Like somebody come in acting a fool, you act a fool right with him.
Right.
Somebody coming in like just, you know, that's how you come with them. You don't come, hey, how you doing? Like you don't do it. You know what I'm saying? You turn them out. You're not talking the language.
Right.
That's called mirror matching. So it seems like there's something was amiss because they probably should just thrown that in his lap. Like, listen, no funny stuff, no biz. Let me lay it out. You've been loyal to us, and we've been loyal to you. Let's keep this thing going.
There's a relationship here.
It's rapport that you could use a contractual negotiation tactic as, and something went wrong. You better believe that. And Randy was like, nah, I don't like how this feels. Because dudes do that all the time. You know that, right?
And to be honest, why would it even come to me personally? Why would it even come to a point where he's a free agent? Because you got this guy in your house. You got the upper hand before anybody else has an opportunity to talk to this dude. You can set the tone. Even if you don't extend this deal up front, you say, listen, man, hey, you're doing great for us. We love you. We're so happy to have you back. We're proud of you for going through the storm. Hey, we want you to retire with the star on your helmet, man. So we're gonna keep that conversation going throughout the year. You can talk to your people and say, hey, we're gonna take care of you in the off season, but just be mindful that when we do the contract, we going to take care of ourselves too. So you set the tone for that. So it's not a surprise.
Absolutely.
You don't have sticker shock when you look at the contract. I'm like, hey man, what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? I think that's what happened. They had an opportunity to do that with this man under their roof, and they didn't do it.
I agree.
I would I'll extend your point a little bit, man, with inserting a little bit of a caveat from the organizational perspective. So my gut reaction when I heard about the retraction was like and I think we shared some notes with each other privately. Like, man, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
And of course I'm like, damn, because of all that we as fans had been through, because the hardcore fan like us knew what this guy's upside was coming out of Nebraska. we knew the only reason he fell to the second round was because of his hard-headedness and the shenanigans and all that deal.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we lived through the suspensions. I am on record having like the hell with Randy Gregory at least 3 times.
I mean, he's that kind of guy, though.
Yeah. So, I mean, hey, I'm not going to come in and say I was always, no, I was not that guy. I was like, man, he can kick rocks. He can get, man, to use a term, smoking for Friday, he can get the hell on.
Get out.
So, but, they stuck with him. Cowboys are my team, which means I was forced to stick with him. And then he turns the corner. And then some dynamics happened where I really thought this thing was gonna happen. And in terms of an extension, because they relaxed the weed rules.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's bring that into vogue. It's like, wait a minute. Because I always find humor in everything. It's like, wait a minute. He can smoke and won't get in trouble? Man, buy that man a bag with a stone. Let him smoke.
Start a new strain.
Because the way he started producing, because now in the last year and a half, give or take a couple of injuries that kept him out, but you could see what we all hoped as fans to see in the last 2 years. A disruptive pass rushing talent. A legitimate disruptive pass rushing talent that you had gone to hell and back with, and the dynamic that threatened his not being available had been relaxed, with the relaxed, protocols on marijuana, right? You're like, well, damn, this could work out. So now I get it from the business perspective of, man, we didn't go through all this shit with you, man, and, we paid this money, whatever. I get to the letter of the law, I get that, but to Cliff's point, I don't think this was good relationship management because, you've got to pick your battle, and you even got to look at it from the football perspective. Man, Randy Gregory's still a young dude,
mm-hmm.
And he's a young dude now with that. And for the first time in a long time, and correct me in the chat, and you two, same thing. When you saw him in interviews in the last year and a half, he looked comfortable. He looked relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
He's a smart, well-spoken guy anyway, man.
Right.
And guess what? He had become a leader.
Yeah.
Like, he's the guy going out and, on the coin toss. He's the guy. I mean, he's become a locker room guy. It's like, dude, this is actually morphing into a really good story. And then you took your time and did that shit and yanked the rug out. It's like, don't really think they handle it well. Now, you can point to the production that, Dorrance Armstrong literally had a half a sack less than he did production-wise, and that's all well and good. Yeah, this is just the Cowboy fan of me. I think I'd lay $100 on Randy Gregory being consistently more disruptive than Dorrance Armstrong. I hope Dorrance Armstrong proves me wrong because I don't have a choice.
Right.
I think I would have bet on with all I've gone through and because we saw Randy Gregory have those flashes of Haley-like stuff, with just completely blown up, teams, what they try to do in the backfield, even in the run game, and certainly getting to the pass. I don't think they handled it well, and I think that was a whiff, man. I think they swung and missed. I get why. I get business-wise why they did it. I just don't think it was good relationship management. I think we missed. I think Dallas missed on that.
Yeah, and shout out to Terry. She says most of the edge rushers gone. So yeah, we not we could use another one.
Right.
Well, use another edge rusher always, and we had one and let him walk.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
But the Chiefs, he wasn't getting Von Miller money.
Yeah.
No.
That's the other thing. He wasn't getting.
No.
Yeah, he wasn't getting.
The contract was very fair.
He wasn't getting T.J.
to
Watt
most
money.
guys, I thought.
Yeah.
It was a very fair contract.
Absolutely.
It's just when you play games, that's the kind of stuff that happens.
That's what may happen. Absolutely.
Now, the only, I guess you could say, silver lining in this, if they were to go ahead and do this, which we've been begging for the longest, take number 11 and put him on the damn line as an edge rusher. He's a football player. He's a hell of a football player. He's doing a hell of a job as a linebacker. But Micah,
we said it. Yeah, we said it right here on this show.
Right.
When they re-up his contract, get your mind right now. You will not re-sign him as a linebacker.
Right.
You're going to sign him T.J. Watt money. You're going to sign him Von Miller money. You're going to sign him J.J. Watt money. You're going to do that. So we're in year 2 of a 5-year deal.
Right.
Get your mind right now. Get your pen out. Get that new Mont Blanc. Get that new Cartier out, man. I'm talking about the 24 karat gold joint.
Yeah.
And sign that paper because you're going to pay that man or somebody else with.
Yep.
Bottom line,
Micah Parsons was sent down here. There was probably like there's probably a football mountain somewhere on earth, and the oceans roared and lightning struck, and out of the pillars of smoke comes this guy wearing number 11, and he was sent here by the football gods to pursue and hit quarterbacks. His name is Micah Parsons.
Yes.
He's a pass rusher. That's what he was sent here for. He was born to be a pass rusher. I bet his quarter when he came out the womb and the doctor cut that umbilical cord, Micah knocked the doctor on his ass because he thought he was a quarterback. That's what he was sent here to do.
Yeah.
So why not put him on the line? Hey, get you another linebacker. There's this guy that's out there named Bobby Wagner.
Yep. I was just about to say, Rich, you beat me
first
to the punch.
ballot Hall of Famer who's available, who played for Dan Quinn in Seattle before.
I'm near the airport now. I can go pick him up in the next.
Pick him up.
I'm near the airport right now. I'm in Mansfield right now.
Saying,
I can get to the airport in no time.
I'm just saying. There's also another guy that's out there. Oh no, I apologize. He got signed. I wanted Miles Jack, but he got signed by Pittsburgh, I believe.
Pittsburgh.
Leighton Vander Esch got signed. Nothing.
Vander Elsewhere.
That's how bad it is. Like, we had to resign that. We had to resign that. We've been waiting so long.
But like I said though, man, somebody tagged me on Facebook and had me break it down, man. And again, that's
whoa! I'm sorry. Rod, you read that comment? What am I reading?
I think he's talking about Micah Parsons. Oh, he said.
Please tell me you ain't talking about Micah Parsons. He might not be effective on the line.
Go for it.
Come on, bro. Don't tell me you ain't seen what this man did online. In limited part-time capacity, and he's raw as a pass rusher. Don't tell me you ain't see what this man did on the line.
Yeah.
This past season as a rookie.
What was his sack total end up being?
I forgot. Was it like 16 or something like that? I don't know. He was double digit.
It was something ridiculous. And his tackles for loss
in part-time capacity.
In part-time. Yeah.
And he was getting double teamed toward the end of the season when they realized, oh shit, like this dude, he was getting combo blocks, man.
And whooping them.
And whooping them.
And whooping double teams.
13.
I thought.
13.
Yeah.
Lord have
and he was doing it part-time like he was an Uber driver.
Lord
yeah. Let me log on and play DN today. Let me go give me 3-4 sacks real quick, and then I'll go back to do the linebacker thing.
Yeah, but go back to the Vander Elsewhere thing real quick. I thought about that, man. Now, somebody asked me to break this down, and I thought about it because I initially laughed because I thought about Rich. I said, man, we brought Vander Elsewhere back. But, man, I thought about it. It's like, okay, so he's on a year deal at $3 million. He's a guy who obviously knows the scheme, but he's functional depth. Because if you remember, they were scaling his. He wasn't slated to be a starter and be a full-time guy anyway. That was Jabril Cox, my guy LSU. Hope he's fully on the man. Was literally in the middle of taking those reps. Right. The only reason Leighton Vander Esch was on the field as much as he was is because it was by attrition. Exactly right. By attrition. I don't mind Leighton Vander Esch if he's doing spot duty and he's coming in and he's getting, 15, 20 snaps maybe, in packages. As a matter of fact, I mean, as big and as fast as he is, they put him on special teams. I mean, he's got a value somewhere. He could be a special teams dynamo. But for $3 million and a year on a guy that's functional depth,
that ain't bad, man.
That's not bad. That's really not a bad deal. Now, if he gets back to a deal where they just have bad luck and he's an every down linebacker,
we're in trouble when we get to
issues. Then you got issues. He clearly lost his edge. But if my guy Jabril Cox comes back and does this thing,
sir.
Yeah, Jabril Cox was coming. You know, he had that knee up. He's a starter, and I predicted that he would be a starter by week 6. That was about to happen.
You always been high on him, yes.
Yeah, that was about to happen. And, that was about to happen. So if they find a dog in the draft, if they, to Richard's point, if they mess up and get a guy like Wagner, they can bring along a Jabril Cox and play alongside a Micah Parsons or with a Micah Parsons. And actually, I'm not mad. And I don't think he's gone away yet. Jaron Curse, I want him back too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But Curse is a Quinn guy, understands the scheme, made a lot of plays, has that position flex where you can get some linebacker reps, play a little bit of safety and some deals. So if they can get Curse back, hit the lotto in my mind and sign a future Hall of Famer in a Wagner, and maybe go get a dog, in the draft that a Wagner can bring along and be in that room, and then and Van Elsewhere, by all accounts, is a really good locker room guy too. So for the right number on a 1-year deal where you don't have a long-term commitment, not mad at that.
$3 million is nothing, man.
A limited capacity. So to do what he can do, special teams, some spot duty and certain packages. Hell, as fast as he is, teach him the blitz. Take some responsibility out of him getting sideline to sideline, man. Put him in pass rush situation. Let him get after the quarterback. He's 6'4", 255?
Yeah.
260, and he's fast. Get there. Just go one direction. Go get the quarterback on third down package or whatever. So I'm not mad at that 1 year, $3 million for him.
Let me say this real quick. I just figured out who this is. Rod Raleigh, man. It's a PV legend in the building, man. He played for the 96 team that played against Kansas in the tournament.
Nice.
At Prairie View, it's Roger Raleigh.
Welcome to the show, my man. Welcome
big 7-footer in the building. He said, so Rich, I'll let you have it. He said, sounds good. I can shoot threes part-time capacity, but I was effective in the post. So it's a 7-footer talking. So go ahead, Rich. I'll let you.
No, man. I think we've seen enough that this guy has a natural skill set. We're not talking Robert Horry here, man. We're talking about an actual full-time. This is the second coming of DeMarcus Ware. His film screams that. And, you can tell in the games where, when we put him on the line and, he can't even give us hell. I knew you was just here. You was just here to just cause problems. That's all it is. But you can just tell the games where, he had, opportunities, especially on third. He killed drives. He won the Saints game by himself. He put the Saints out.
Agreed.
He put the Saints out. He won that game by himself. Just from all the havoc that he created on that line. And that, like I said, he's raw. Give him some time and give him some coaching. And he don't have his quote-unquote grown man NFL body yet. Bro,
yeah, like DeMarcus Ware did not.
It's scary to think what he can become.
And we saw him at the Super Bowl weekend, too.
Yeah. Yep.
That boy filling out, man.
Yeah.
That kid is filling out, man.
Yeah.
We in good hands on our defense with Micah Parsons. Y'all take that to the bank.
Now, this is some interesting news I see on I'm on Twitter, and my boy Mike Fish, he's one of the few mainstream guys that I really like. He's reporting that the Cowboys are pursuing Jason Pierre-Paul.
He's like 58 years old, but I mean,
but he had 9.5 sacks last year. I mean,
he's a versatile guy too.
Hey, Rich, I'm gonna pull a name out.
That's cool.
Rich, I'm gonna pull a name out. Because I love because there's nothing new under the sun. Who Jason Pierre-Paul reminds me of at this stage in his career? Jim Jeffcoat.
Yep.
A guy that just knew how to get to the quarterback. Jim Jeffcoat was a rotational piece,
right,
on those really good teams,
right.
But when Jim Jeffcoat got in the game, guess what he did? He got to the quarterback.
Yeah.
He just knew.
At least disrupted him. Caused problems.
Absolutely.
Right.
And Pierre-Paul at this stage of his career, and he is AARP worthy. Shout out to Jason Pierre-Paul, but. He's just one of those guys that's had that natural
He's got a
talent
natural
to get to the quarterback. And guess what? He's seen some pretty high level situations. I don't mind guys like that in my young room. I really don't.
Hell no.
So
he'd be a great mentor to Micah too, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's been through a hell of a lot. Right.
He's doing that with like 8 fingers.
Yeah.
It had to come out, y'all. This is straight no chase. It had to come out.
It had to come out.
Hey, my man is constantly throwing up the cool sticker though, so I'm good with that.
This stream is sponsored by Crown Royal.
It had to come out, y'all. But yeah,
hold on before you go. Hold on before you go. Speaking of sponsors, man, you know, this show is actually sponsored. Do y'all know that?
Hey now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sponsored by No Damn Body.
If y'all want to get on
this heat that we bring in for an hour and change, man, y'all hit me up at Hoop Jogging at every social media platform I have. We've had 4 different sponsors before. Man, get your name. We'll shout you out the whole show. Holla at your boy.
We got some high-profile opportunities.
We got some high-profile people
coming. We want your name in the place.
Come on.
Now's the time, because let me tell you something. The price going up.
Yesterday price ain't today's price.
The great Fat Joe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Today's price is not yesterday's price.
Yeah. Yeah.
And listen.
Yeah.
So let's just leave it at this. Press row at the Super Bowl is not the biggest event that we're gonna cover this year.
There you go.
We going up like gas prices, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all know them gas prices.
I'm just saying. We would be happy as hell for $3 gas right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you better get it while it's 3, because it's about to go to 5, 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah, we about
I like
to
this comment. We probably need to incorporate this into the show. So maybe I should do a donkey of the day like Breakfast Club and call it Vander Elsewhere of the day.
The Vander Elsewhere of the day. I love it. I love it.
I like that.
I like that.
I like
the Jackassery Award.
I like that.
So
yeah, man. Oh shit. Damn, she says it's $10 a gallon in Germany. Lord have mercy.
Hell no. I'll rebuild that damn wall myself.
Man,
that's just nicht gut.
No.
But
German beer is strong as hell. You probably can that shit in the tank.
Deutsche Beer is good. I can speak beginning German.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
Man. Go ahead.
Shout out to the Hofbräu House. Yeah, man. We I overall, man, the moves. Did y'all cover Greg the Bag? Did y'all cover that before?
Oh, Charlie Brown.
Nah, man, he don't deserve no airtime on this show.
No,
just get rid of him.
I think overall, I think the biggest, you understood the Cooper move. I think the biggest miss of somebody who was the most retainable for how he impacted the team with on field, and I would dare say even in the locker room, was the Gregory situation. I think there's enough functional depth there where I'm not panicked that he's gone, because they did have a really good rotation, and Dorrance Armstrong is in Purina Dog Chow. So I think they'll be okay there. This is where you got to trust again what the great Will McClay and his team will come up with to address some of those situations, both from veteran talent that's out there, that fits the Quinn scheme, and even in the draft. And with that, have we fairly segued yet to the departure of my fellow LSU Tiger, Lyle Collins? Have we talked about that? Was anybody shocked by that?
I can't say I can't. I wasn't. Because you had the foolishness with the drug test. You had the constant suspensions. When he returned, he struggled for a while. There was a lot of penalties, a lot lack of focus. And I think we even talked about it. I was questioning, hey, Terrence Steele played well enough at right tackle. We didn't have no problems. So I was like, man, I don't even know if he's gonna get this job back. So we had question marks there. And then when Tyron Smith gets hurt, you moved Steele over to left, but Collins played left in college. So if anything, I would have auditioned Collins to see if he could replace Tyron Smith and move Tyron Smith's ass out of here. That would have been, to me, that the rest of the season when he came back should have been an audition for left tackle. If it don't work out, peace out. But one of y'all, preferably both of y'all, needed to go because Tyron Smith probably was injured, when he clicked on the like button.
Get him 6 games a year, man. We know what
podcast, man. He's the 6th game man. So
not a reach because he played left tackle at LSU.
Yeah.
I've been the one guy. I've said it on this show. I've said it on multiple social media forums. To date, I did not understand especially when you Steele last year, and even in a couple of instances the year previous, we had an opportunity. When Steele was performing the way he was performing at right tackle, he wasn't just adequate. He was holding it down. He was doing his damn job.
He was doing a damn good job. Right.
Why wouldn't you move that man, Lyle Collins I'm talking about, back to left guard where he was an absolute dog? And you had a noted weakness in Connor Williams. Like, to me, that line would have been upgraded last year if you'd stuck with that. Right. And I know the whole coach speak, and Rich, you being an old lineman, you could speak to this, how you develop that continuity in in training camp and all that deal, what have you. What I was pissed about is why did we see that out of camp?
Right.
Because we know there's film, there's YouTube film on how good Lyle Collins is at left guard.
At left guard, yeah. And man, from experience,
he's a Pro Bowl level talent at right tackle. He's an all pro level talent at left guard. Right. And for the last 3 years, I do not understand why we did not go back to that. Even when they drafted Connor Williams, it's like, you got one of the best left guards in football playing right tackle. Like, send his ass back over there. Because, Rich, correct me if I'm wrong, from the O-lineman perspective, it's easier to draft and find a mid-late round pick at right tackle that can work, that you can plug and play, versus what an established level of left guard in the interior.
Right.
Am I correct in that?
You're absolutely right.
I was pissed at the Cowboys for 3 years. It's like, bruh, it ain't like y'all don't know that.
Right. And moving linemen,
it's crazy.
Moving linemen from one side of the line to another, y'all have no idea of how difficult that is.
Yeah.
I started off as a right tackle, and I was, but I moved to left, and that was home. And then there was a game where I probably shouldn't have played. They were like, hey, Rich, we're going to put you in right today. I got my ass whooped because it was just so difficult. Right. It's like you're driving a car in reverse. Like you're driving down the freeway in a car, and you're looking backwards, and this is how you're steering. And you gotta get accustomed to that, and it's very difficult.
Explain to them what it is, though, because most people don't know perspective.
The way that the defense looks, your footwork, your gap spacing, your hand work, all of that is in reverse. And mentally, you've been practicing this. Now you're going this. It's hard, man. It's like you're doing all of the steps of a Michael Jackson dance routine backwards. You got to learn that shit, man. It takes a while. And for you to make that switch, even if you played the position before, you condition yourself to be a left tackle, left guard, whatever. Then you got to turn around and switch it. That's very, very, very challenging. Even though you see less pressure and things like that from the right side of the line, like I said, the footwork, the handwork, all that stuff, the positioning, all that's different. You come off the snap different. Everything's different.
Right.
Right.
Wow.
That's good perspective,
good insight,
man.
though, Rick. That's good, Rick. Yeah. That's good insight. That's great insight.
Quick question, y'all. I want y'all to answer. So, y'all think we win in 12 games this upcoming season, especially with all the moves in the offseason?
I say no.
Yeah, I think that's a little aggressive. I think we have the potential to.
At this point, because we don't know what's going to happen in the draft. I think Washington's sitting quiet.
Yeah, premature.
I think as we speak now, Washington's probably our biggest threat in the division. Because they have a lot of cap space and they got picks. I'm not even 100%. I'm not going to hang the division on them yet. I'm just be honest. I'm not even going to get them the division title as of right now because we don't know what's going to happen. I think this division is closer than
still yet to be seen. It's still yet to be seen.
Yeah, I really would like to see them finish out this free agency piece and the draft before we speak to that, because how they address the needs will determine a lot into what you assess and what you prognosticate about what they will be in the fall. I think going in right now, I think they certainly vie for the division again,
right?
Because they have that much depth of talent, and what they retain is really good talent, especially on the offensive side of the ball. I think they get very comfortably a 10-win team. I think north of 10 is where you start getting into like vying for like best in conference record type deal, and I'm not going to go there. But I think they're comfortably a 9-10 win team, vying for the East easily right now without even thinking about it.
One thing that I can't even recall who we had the conversation with, and this is something that's I'm thinking what we're going to see next year could be part of a multi-year plan, because you still got the huge question mark at head coach with Mike McCarthy. Maybe
massive question mark.
Maybe the answer is he's been pre-fired. Now, hear me out. We already know we're not going to do a damn thing in 2022 other than maybe go to the playoffs and get bounced in the first round again, right? You got the Ezekiel Elliott contract, that's a problem. You got Tyron Smith, that's a problem. You got free agency limitations because of your cap situation. So maybe we position ourselves that we know we're going to move on from Zeke and Tyron and some other guys after 22. We also move on from the coach at that time as well. There is this one guy that's sitting at home. And
I like where you go.
You see where it's going, right? His rights are going to expire at the end of the 2022 season. So maybe they're putting the bombs in place to detonate the building so that they can start to build the Sean Payton regime.
Now, man, that's blue magic level dopeness right there, bro. The way you put that together, the pre-fire did.
It also could be that they know that Quinn is going to be the next guy. It also could be the demolition of McCarthy to replace with Quinn. So those are two guys.
One of those scenarios,
right? In 2023, both of those guys will be coaching an NFL team somewhere.
Don't you feel that? I love how you put that together. By the way, Rich, that's y'all. If y'all didn't latch on, if y'all didn't latch on to the Trapper John level of surgery that he just laid this in, man, y'all missing. All right, man. Let me go back to the Dan Quinn thing for a second. I think the Sean Payton thing is like ultimate fantasy realized. Like I would be doing backflips at my advanced age right now if they hired Sean Payton. And I'd execute those backflips, by the way. But Dan Quinn, even that game when McCarthy was out, you know, and we went hard on McCarthy, you know, taking an extended stay on the COVID situation last year. But didn't you sense yourself as a fan, and didn't you sense observing the Cowboys organization about how they speak about Dan Quinn, that there's a culture definition with him,
right,
with this team. There's an identity, you know, that you kind of want to see as a fan. I mean, you know, there's a connection that even that week that they coached, there was a fire they played with. There was some urgency. There was some focus that they played with, man. And you just kind of wanted to see more. And you know, I think we touched on it during the season last week. That last year during this past season, that man, I'd like to see more of this Quinn thing. Like McCarthy can ease on out the deal if he wants to right now. But if that scenario plays itself out because this is clearly because of the hit not being as severe. This is clearly Zeke's last as a Cowboy. This is it. So whatever they get out of him is what they get out of him, because they're not going to extend it beyond this year because the hit is a lot less severe cap-wise. Same with the big fella, with Tyron Smith. So if that scenario plays out that you laid out, Rich, where those two guys are gone with their, with their really like debilitating contract situations and the hit that comes with releasing them, and you end up with a Sean Payton and or a Dan Quinn replacing McCarthy because you didn't get beyond the first round, I can tell you right now, all of you that's listening with straight no chaser, you can go back to this. I don't care, because I'm not expecting Super Bowl anyway. So if they get bounced in the first round, and that's the aftermath that Rich laid out, to me that's the best. That's the best scenario for this thing to really compete going forward in the decade.
Right.
I totally believe it.
Exactly.
Facts. That's
real right there.
That's 100% real, man. And so
you don't get that. Yeah, you don't get that anywhere but my other place. I will concede that they won't do shit. This is before the draft, not training camp. I will concede them not doing shit right now in March. The draft is next month. I will concede they won't do shit, and I'll take that as a fan, forward thinking, for the departure of Ezekiel Elliott and Tyron Smith and their contracts. All right, and then it results in the Mike McCarthy dismissal, and either one of those two cats that Rich put forward to be here. If that scenario plays out for a Cowboy fan, the next 5 years beyond that looks spectacular to me, and I'll take it, sacrificing this season. Now, where else are you gonna get that kind of real on these blowhard shows other than Straight No Chase?
Oh no, man, you ain't no real Cowboy fan. You said we ain't gonna win it all.
And then here's another interesting caveat. Because I'm looking at Over the Cap, and I'm looking at Over the Cap website, overthecap.com. I'm looking at this. It breaks the salary cap down by year, projections by year, right? So I'm looking at cap numbers. So let's say they move on to the Quinn and or Sean Payton regime in 2023. So you're stuck with Prescott for certain because he's got a insane cap number because they pushed his number, his money back, and they also did it again this year.
Oh, they charged the credit card. Yeah,
they charged the credit card. So the bill's going to be due in 2023. As of now, he has a $58 million cap hit for 2023. So he's definitely going to be with the Cowboys that year. But 2024, he's only $12 million. So if things don't work out in 2023, you have an opportunity to escape from the Prescott contract in 24 because we know the cap goes up every year. So that you don't Romo yourself into another quarterback situation where you're stuck with a quarterback that's beyond the value of his contract. So that's an opportunity. Zeke Elliott, looking at his contract, in 23, he would be a $4.8 million cap savings. And then, of course, beyond that, it definitely makes some sense. 24, $8.2 million. So he's definitely gone after this year.
Oh, yeah.
And then, this, like I said, Tyron Smith, let me look at his numbers real quick. 23, $9.5 million in savings. Goodbye, bro. Yeah.
So 2 years ago, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have these things in place with, like I said, with those guys to create some room to go out there and do something in free agency. Unfortunately, we haven't really had a great history of doing things in free agency. So
this is true.
But I'm just saying there is an opportunity to blow the thing up and rebuild it quickly if they decide to go that route in 23. So we gonna folks, we keep it straight here and Straight No Chase. Don't expect a damn thing from the Cowboys other than maybe the ceiling is one playoff win, I think.
10-6 and a wild card win.
10-6 and a wild card win.
That to me, that's the season. I'm gonna put that out here on March.
That's a successful season. I kind of hope it don't happen so that they can move on.
I'll put that on March the 20th.
And get his ass out the way.
Yeah. Unless
we go 9-8 and just get his ass out the way.
Unless CeeDee Lamb turns out to be this dude this Ferrari that we can kind of see and that they think, and he just has some monster season. And I didn't even get to this part.
I can see that out of him.
Before we land the plane on the show, how do y'all feel about the Cole Beasley thing? Bringing him back in the slot.
It's business, not personal, man.
Yeah,
I like Cole. Business.
Damn all them tweets he had back in the day.
Yeah, I'll give a damn about it.
Let me tell you how I feel about it. $180 bar tab at Onyx, because we like black women. $180 bar tab at Onyx. About 3 lap dances from Diamond, Brown Sugar, and
Coco. It's always a Coco in there.
And Coco, it's always a Coco in there. 3 lap dances. Hey man, we hug it out. We dap up in the parking lot. You bring it to the star.
And tell the DJ to play his whack ass rap song.
Yeah.
Right.
Put that bitch on a loop.
His song. There you go, Rick. His shit. And we definitely, man, get him a sandwich from the barbecue man on the way out in the parking lot. You know what I'm talking about? Hey man, hug it out the parking lot, dap up, meet him at the Star, sign him to a 1 year with a team option or whatever.
I mean, he knows
celebrities. Guess what Cole Beasley can still do? He can still get open.
Yep.
Invite Schwarzenegger and Ric Flair and have them take pictures with him for Instagram or some shit. I don't know. Whatever you got.
All of that. All the above.
Whatever you want.
I'm with that. Yes, sir. Because from a football perspective, Cole Beasley can still get open.
Yep.
And Dak Prescott loves
the football.
He catches the ball. He moves the chains. Yep. Because I always have nicknames for the cat. I'm the cat that that affectionately named my man the Bees. Vander elsewhere. I always named him because he has a lot, the Blue Lagoon. So bring the Blue Lagoon back.
Yep.
Because from a football perspective, it's not just trying to recapture. He can still get it. The Bees. He can still get it done. And I think the Beef can actually do some damage with him because that cat can still move those chains, man. He catches the football, he still make plays, man. You don't sign him to a 5-year deal. But I'm not mad at a 2-year deal for Cole Beasley. Two for
and he would be a solid insurance policy for Michael Gallup.
No doubt.
We don't. I mean, you never know, man. These dudes had these ACL surgeries. Sometimes it's Adrian Peterson. Sometimes it's John Peterson. I don't know who
James Washington. Speaking of which, James Washington signing. Move the needle for anyone else?
Who?
James Washington.
Who?
Wow. Okay, there's man. So, yeah.
Look him up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's 25 years old. I like that. What is he?
Y'all remember him in college, bro? Rich, I know you do. You don't remember him in college?
He played at Oklahoma State.
He was a dog at Oklahoma State.
Oh,
he was
really?
Dez. Yeah.
He was with Dez?
Yeah. No, he was Dez. He was a dog like Dez at Oklahoma State.
Eligibility workout.
Yeah, he was a dog like Dez at Oklahoma State.
Steelers.
Yeah. He's a big dude, too. He's what, 225?
Well, he just signed with us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
I hope he.
He's from Stanford too. Stanford, Texas.
Yeah. I mean, he was Oklahoma State's dog, but when he came into the league, big play guy. Yeah, but I mean, he didn't really pan out. Yeah, but I really don't know. Maybe some of our Steeler partners can tell us exactly. I saw him make plays here and there. But I don't know if there was a lot of room for him. I know he was given a little bit more of opportunity this last year. And then his contract situation.
So he's going to basically take Noah Brown's spot. It's like the 6th receiver, and then Noah takes Cedric's spot.
They resigned Noah Brown, though.
I know. I'm saying Noah Brown bumps up to Cedric Wilson's spot, and then he takes
I got you. Maybe. What y'all think about the Cedric Wilson deal?
I hate that we lost him. I understand his business.
It's time to get paid.
Miami overpaid for him. I get it. I ain't mad at him.
3 for 22? 3 for 22, was it? Yeah.
Go get your money, bro.
I figured anything north of $5 million, he would walk, and he should. Right. I mean, you take that money. I mean, there's what's my man that Romo got paid? They went to Jacksonville.
Oh, LaRon Robinson.
LaRon Robinson. Yeah. I mean, that's a LaRon Robinson type sign. I mean, you take that bread when they offer it to you. Absolutely. Right. Absolutely. So I wasn't mad at him. Like you, Rich, I hated losing him because he was obviously a very, very, very nice depth piece in the injury situation, man. How often did that dude step up?
He was coming into his own. Like I said, I think
really was.
I would have liked to see him and Gallup battle in camp for number 2. I think he would have had an outside shot.
Wow, interesting. Because Gallup is an all or nothing dude, but I think his big play upside is still bigger than Wilson. So I think Wilson would have to. I think Wilson would have been extraordinary to beat him out.
He would have pushed him if nothing else.
And I'm not mad at that.
Right.
I'm not mad at that.
Right.
I'm mad at that at all. But man, it's good to be back in the seat, man. It's been a while since we've been on this. It's real, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's good to be back in the seat. We hadn't done nothing since Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
A little bit before, yeah. So man,
it's a damn shame that we're the only 3 representatives for the Cowboys at the Super Bowl.
That and the helmet. The helmet was rep. That helmet was the subject of some really good material, by the way.
It was.
Yeah.
If y'all missed that, go check the D'Angelo Williams hype out, man. That helmet.
We got an open platform, man. It's for everybody. Cowboy haters too.
Yeah.
There you go.
Welcome them all.
But
Welcome
it was great.
all.
It was great to get the word out about the difference between the fans and the affiliates, and they appreciated it and they liked it.
Oh yeah. Yes, they did.
And they respect that.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? Even though the cats they certify Cowboys, they respect the difference between the fans and the affiliates.
So we should make some shirts like Cowboy fans, not affiliates.
Not affiliates,
like, right? Cross it out. We should start wearing them.
Yeah.
Just to make that line of demarcation, like, yo, we let it be known.
Sign me up for the XL, brother. I'm in.
We definitely gonna get D'Angelo Williams back on.
Yeah,
we definitely gonna get D'Angelo Williams back on. Man.
Real quick on the D'Angelo Williams piece, man. For those of y'all that have not seen the clip from Media Road to the Super Bowl, man. Now we named off a really nice little roll call of guests that we had, and we were kind of, we were raising eyebrows and heads would turn like, okay, we know who's sitting at the table, but who the brothers they talking to? It was one of those type of situations, right? But man, let me tell y'all, if y'all get an opportunity, man, go check out that D'Angelo Williams clip from that week, man. This dude, I'm not going to even give him gold. That dude was platinum. You will see him back on the show at some point during this upcoming season, man, because this dude was absolute platinum. he is exactly what you want on this type of format. Boy, he was awesome. He was awesome. And he hates the Cowboys, man. And matter of fact, he was going to do an interview, stopped and hollered us on the way to that interview.
And did ours first. He made them wait for us.
Right. And then he sprinted back to where we were just so we could get sit back, man, so we could sit back. Because he picked up that, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about what's going on here.
Right.
And it was awesome. And he had some gems to drop about Dak, the gems to drop about Amari. If you harken back, absolute platinum, man. Not gold, platinum. Definitely look forward to having him back on the show later this year, no doubt.
Yeah. And then also Lorenzo Alexander, who was a Redskins D tackle. He has some hilarious stories to share about playing against the Cowboys and dealing with knucklehead Cowboy fans also.
Yep, Joe Theismann was great. What was our man? The Packers back.
Adrian Battles. Adrian Battles. Yeah.
He had some great input too. So like Rich said, man, we know this is not a fanboy deal, man. Y'all have been rocking with us, know that. Y'all are new to it. Get used to it. It's not a fanboy deal, man. We welcome them all. Cowboy lovers, Cowboy haters, Cowboys not, undecideds, all of that.
I gotta say that Todd Gurley video did great.
Ooh, man,
1.8K views.
Yep.
Yeah, that Todd Gurley video, it was an instant classic clip.
Yeah, just so y'all can kind of see, man, D'Angelo Williams right there, man.
Yeah,
he was on there and he loved everything. You see the cowboy helmet right there.
Yes, sir. That was good stuff right there, man. That was great stuff. Y'all get a chance, man. Please go check that out, bro. You see how we get down with it. Clip that request for Todd Gurley's chain. It's a classic.
Yeah,
it's a classic, bro.
A chain swap.
The chain swap request was an instant classic.
Yes,
that was awesome.
Yeah, man. That would do well.
This stuff, man. It's off the head. It's off the dome. We can't script this stuff.
Just showing y'all, man. Todd Gurley interview currently sitting at 1.8K views. Todd Gurley was like just super cool, man.
Yeah,
it just was a great experience. I'm just kind of showing y'all a little bit what we got to do during Media Row, or Radio Row rather, during Super Bowl weekend. Todd Gurley, super cool dude, super cool dude. And the showstopper, I got to call that. She was a showstopper. Demetria Oberlaw. She came in. She's like, because everybody was out there paying her for her time, and you know what I'm saying. We ain't got it.
Hey,
man, and while Cliff is scrolling that up. So the backstory, we went and made the request the day previous, and then she agreed to come on the following day. And she has a pretty big name guest. She's doing that thing for the sport news. And hey, now look at that, boy, look at it. Well, look here. But then she rolls up, and she been going at it all day because her set started at 7 in the morning, and she comes up, she sits down, and gentlemen, if you remember what she said, she had about 5-6 minutes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She stayed for 30 minutes, y'all.
30. A
whole half hour.
Yep.
And she been rocking with us in social media since.
Yep.
So we got down for hours, y'all.
Yeah.
We got down for hours that week.
Man, if y'all gotta watch that interview. My favorite part of it was the damn Morgan Freeman impersonation, man.
Oh yeah.
That's timeless.
Bless you.
That was timeless.
And her reaction to it made my day.
Yeah.
Made my week actually.
Oh,
her reaction to it made my week.
Yo, man, I ain't never heard nobody nail Morgan Freeman like that, bro.
Oh, man. They've been doing that since been pimping.
We gonna have to add that to the show, man. You're gonna have to have like a Morgan Freeman commentary.
Hey man, I couldn't let the show down because my man Cliff put it out there. You know what I'm saying? And then she's like, "Oh, really?" Press was on. He put up a shut up, man. It was on. It was Super Bowl week, man. Couldn't let the show down. I had to come through, man. And the fact that her reaction and validation, man, was worth it all. So
there you go.
Y'all look. As Rich alluded to right after that interview, actually, y'all may see Morgan come up with an opinion or two during the season.
Yeah,
we gotta do that.
What's on Morgan's
mind?
What's on Morgan's mind?
I can't do it like that. That'd be very funny though. Once again, you have seen the Cowboys come out and lay an egg.
Oh yeah.
It was just another example of how completely incompetent the Jerry Jones receiver is. You got that voice though, man. Like,
be on the lookout, man.
I gotta share one more, man. I got to. We be doing a crazy disservice if we ain't pointing.
Oh man,
the great
Dickerson,
the great Eric Dickerson.
Yes.
Yes. Hold up. And hold up. He was giving a stiff arm to his publicist because he was trying to get him over to CBS Sports.
Yeah.
And he was waving off like a good point guard. Like, I got this. Because he wanted to stick around. And hang with the crew. That was awesome. Right. That was so great. Yeah.
So I think it's important y'all see this.
They were rocking with us.
It's important y'all see this because this is what we really do. And the show is this is fun, but we go out there in the field and giving you quality content that you can't get anywhere else. And so that's the whole point of this segment. Right. We just want you to see that, man. Like it's about giving y'all the inside that you may not be able to get somewhere else. And let's see, what's another one?
We had Joe
Theismann.
Joe Theismann.
Come on.
And then
minutes after the interview. Just telling stories, just hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was great, by the way.
Man.
We got to
he was another one. His handlers had to pull him away from talking.
Right.
Yeah, he loved
was just hanging with us.
But Pete, we got to share the backstory with everybody. So if y'all remember, the Redskins podcast setup was to our left, about 10, 15 feet in front of us. We literally saw Joe Theismann looking at his watch and his publicist while on air during the Redskins podcast, and then he comes back over to us. He's probably on our show, probably double the time. And then he stayed, after he took pictures of everybody, he stayed and told stories another 10, 15 minutes while
hilarious stories.
Hilarious stories after that, man. They said these cats was rocking with us, man. They was feeling our vibe because we was coming with that reel.
Yep.
That's what y'all getting, man. So, I mean, this is greatness right here. This is true greatness. And if y'all remember, Theismann is a broadcast legend as well because he broadcasted for a lot of years and as a really good one on top of that.
Yep.
There you go.
So he knows what time it is.
Yep.
So I'm just saying, man, we just three guys on YouTube, but we do go out here and do work in this.
Like I said, this is just the beginning.
There you go.
And we got some things that's cooking right now that's on the way, and the Super Bowl is not the pinnacle. So we leave it at that. That is not the most high profile event that we can cover this year.
Teaser alert. So, I mean, we went over a little bit, but guys, great doggone show. Sheesh, man. Hey, man, straight
Follow,
up.
share, like, subscribe. La Familia. Like them, share them, subscribe them all. Hoop Jargon.
Tell your partner
Bring the
Tell
pain
your homeboy
sports. Between the game sports. Everybody, like, share, subscribe.
Man.
Hey, man, all y'all out there, man. You know, we get that word out. Tell your side piece. Tell your side piece. That's how we know we get the word out.
Your gal ain't gonna watch it. The side piece.
Yeah, the side piece.
Side piece gonna watch that, man, because the side piece gonna talk. That's how y'all got together in the first place. Tell your side piece.
That's some game, man. You trying to teach y'all some game. That's funny.
So we got some things brewing for the draft, so we'll keep you guys updated on that also.
Yes, sir.
I got some news that I can't share yet, but it is going to be big. B-I-G. Actually, it's going to go from big to small. I'll say it. It's going to go from – I use that kind of tongue-in-cheek. But I have a new title, but I can't quite share it just yet.
Hold on.
What I do
is
going to be big.
Old school. Hold what you got.
Yep.
All right, bet that, man. And shout out to April Renee for working on our sponsorship. So if you got some more, send my way. We got
Love
that
you,
too coming through. Appreciate you. So
get in now. I'm telling you. Get that $3 gas while you can, because it's gonna be 13 round time.
This not be coming to you. See this right here? In your face.
In your face, man.
We coming.
Today price ain't yesterday price. So, guys, good show. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all for being so active in the chat. Until next time, I'll let LeVar Ball and Kendrick Perkins take us home. Peace.
Shout out to Hoop Jargon, man. I'm gonna add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoop Jargon. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoop Jargon. Man, I'm here with my man with Hoop Jargon, the best in the game, man. And you know I only live selected few in my circle. And this is the real dude right here. We gonna get down with the get down.